That was First Train by Mayday Parade, and I'm very stoked for the first time in far too long to be joined by all of them at once. What's up?
Hey,
Hey,
it's good to be
how
here,
you
man.
doing?
Thanks for having us.
How are you guys?
We're doing
Doing good.
well, doing as well as we can.
Hell yeah. It's been a minute since we've seen each other, but it's the second annual Mayday that we're going to celebrate a little bit here on idobi Radio, so can't complain about that. Got to take some good with the bad.
That's right. Yeah, for sure. It's crazy that it's been. Yeah, I mean, here we are, another May 1st in somewhat of a quarantine kind of situation. It's nuts, huh? But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely crazy. And you guys are all over the country now. It's not you guys are all in Florida. I know Jake's in California, and you guys are pretty spread out.
Yeah.
That's right,
Got
man.
up
We're
in
all over the
Michigan,
place.
Florida, New
Yeah,
Jersey,
so
Nashville.
Everybody left me. I'm still in Tallahassee. Everyone else left.
man, Mayday Parade, a bunch of sellouts just leaving their hometown like that.
That's right, man.
So,
It was never my hometown, so you know.
so let's just get into it.
I got to rep Georgia, so it's never my hometown.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Close enough though. But that's also
Yeah.
like when people think Long Island's from New Jersey and I get super offended. I'm like, no, Long Island's not in Jersey. But that's a whole different argument to have. But you guys dropped an EP last
Right.
year. It's called Out of Here. 3 songs on it, all 3 classic Mayday Parade heaters. So talk about what you guys have been up to the last year and just rolling out an EP while shows aren't going on when Mayday Parade is personally one of my favorite bands to see live. And I know your fans also love coming out to see you guys live pretty consistently at this point. It's been 12 years, I think, of me going to see Mayday Parade shows, and it doesn't get old ever.
Nice. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, it's been a struggle, obviously, to not be able to. We had plans of touring that kind of just continually gets pushed back and pushed back. For the last over a year now. So we've been just trying to do what we can. Obviously, we did the 3-song EP, and we've been working on lots of music. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about or say, but we've been in the studio recording and trying to just make the most of this
Ooh.
exciting stuff. Yeah, trying to make the most of this and really looking forward to we have some shows that are hopefully going to happen this fall, and fingers crossed that all is able to stay on course, and just looking forward to getting back to it. It's been weird for sure, but and the rest of the guys can probably say it's I guess the silver lining for us has been that in the last over 15 years since we started this band, we'd never been home or even in one place for longer than a few months at a time. So it has actually been kind of nice to just like be here for a while and do all the things that live somewhat of a normal life that we were never able to before. But I think we're all kind of ready now to get back out and play some rock music.
Yeah. And
For sure. And now,
over
how
this,
frustrating is it? Oh, I'll let you go.
I was just gonna say, also over this time, Brooks has had a baby. I'm having a baby in June, so it's kind of been nice to be able to be home for this. When our kids are born, be there to support our wives up to the point where they have the baby, and to be here afterwards to kind of help with everything. So that's been pretty nice during this time as well. Because normally we'd be gone.
Hell
I
yeah.
wouldn't be here for this part.
Definitely. Now, how frustrating is it seeing states being open and going out and just being like, why can't we be on the stage just yet? Especially being down in Florida where shows are happening. I see them on my story every week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like that's what we've been trying to navigate and figure out is like when is the right time, and yeah, as you said, like I saw, Newfound Glory just played last week in Jacksonville, and I've seen a handful more, and I don't know, like it's I don't really know what the metric is of like when we are able to make it happen. Obviously, like setting up a tour isn't really possible at the moment. And because of the fact that we're so spread out, it's not like we can just, hop in a van and go play some shows nearby. It's it's tough to get us all in one place. So I guess we have to just kind of wait it out a little longer. But I think things are moving in the right direction, and I think we're not too far away from getting things back in action.
For sure. And I wanted to ask that because you guys have done a handful of live streams throughout the year, which have all been incredible. And you're doing another one for Mayday on the 1st in a few days from now.
That's correct. Yeah, that's been it's crazy how normal that has all become. I've seen so many, and it's like a weird but kind of cool. Like I've seen some really awesome. We all have watched a lot of these live streams, and a lot of them are super awesome. And it's cool, at least, that we're able to do that and experience that. But obviously, it's not the real thing, and nothing ever will be the same.
For sure. And now for Brooks and Cabby, you guys go so hard on stage every time I see you guys play live. How does that translate when you're doing these live streams? Because you guys sound fucking incredible still. Don't get me wrong by any means, but it's two very different environments. It's like, I kind of think, how would have that Tyson fight went if there were 50,000 people screaming for him?
Yeah. It's weird for
Yeah, it's
sure
super
to
weird.
be playing in front of no one. You just have to kind of know that people will be watching it at some point, so to give it, the best you can.
And you're trying to find a balance between, rocking out and putting on a show, and then understanding that you're under even more of a microscope than you would be, say, at a live venue where it's so loud that if you miss a note, it's probably, not looked at as hard as when you hear it. Like anytime you've watched a late night show, right? Like performance, you hear the vocal, you hear any imperfections. So it's hard to strike that balance between rock out and trying to make it as good as it can be performance wise.
For sure. And throughout this year, Jake's been dropping a handful of dope tracks as well, and a whole body of work. And his musicianship, I've always admired I don't know too much about drums, but Jake is someone I always like reference. But yeah, dude, just talk about how you've been able to grow as a musician and have had time throughout this last year and production and everything too.
Oh man, that's a deep question. I mean, for me, I grew up watching, people like Travis Barker, he's like constantly reinventing himself, and like now he's dabbling in the production world and doing things like that. But also like people like Dave Grohl, who went from being the drummer of Nirvana, and he sang in the background, but it was basically Kurt at that time. He was kind of the guy. And then all of a sudden, like now Foo Fighters is a thing, and he's like the front man of Foo Fighters. He's writing all these songs. So it's like, for me, it's a big inspiration. It's always kept me on my toes. And of course, other guys in the bands and our band keep me on my toes as well. And we're always trying to write the best songs we possibly can. And, we're super honest with each other with, what's good, what's bad. And we kind of keep each other on our toes, which is really nice. But it's been nice to be able to just kind of be creative and just release some things that might not get released, which is cool.
For sure. And Derek too, your singing is always flawless live. One of my favorite singers to see live, and also one of the most energetic. Still have no idea how you're able to walk after your sets. It's been a mystery of mine since I was a kid.
Well, thank you.
So
Especially since he doesn't wear any shoes.
Up to the last year besides yeah, it's wild to me. But hey, you kill it every time. So that's the most important part. So what have you been up to the last year now that you had time at home with the family, had time at home? I know you've done a handful of live streams. I know you were on Guns' show playing acoustic too.
Yeah. What's crazy is that I feel like it's almost, and we're always like pretty busy, but this last year, even though we've been home so much, I feel like I've been busier than I've ever been. Just with so many different things, and obviously with Mayday Parade kind of first and foremost, working on music, and trying to have these songs ready to go into the studio. But also, working on some solo stuff and working on a solo EP and a few other projects that I've been working on as well. Again, just really trying to kind of make the most of this time while we're so limited in what we're able to do. And then also just with a lot of, family stuff and home stuff. And there's just been, tons going on. And, I got 3 kids. And so, and them doing the virtual school for so long was, there was a lot sort of involved on our, behalf to kind of step in and help them out with that. And so it's been kind of go, and but it's cool. I as most people say, it's good to be busy. It really is. So yeah.
Hell yeah. And now for Mayday, which is on May 1st, you guys will be live on idobi Radio the 30 minutes leading up to the show. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to hear hear what you guys are up to, and get that real green room experience I haven't been able to accidentally intrude on in a very long time. It'll be weird hearing bands in intruder rooms and not stealing their White Claws, but hey, whatever. We'll adapt.
I mean, you can have all our White Claws, man. I'll happily just have a White Claw. This is for you. You're all open it for you.
Maybe I'll get a pack just to drink during it.
We all should.
Yeah.
So now,
You're right.
So for these live streams and everything, you guys have performed a handful of songs that maybe you haven't been able to perform in previous tours. Now, one of the last tours you guys did was a full album tour. So going into these live streams, has there been a song where you're like, okay, I think we need to incorporate this in the actual live set once things are back too?
Well, that's a good question, and I haven't even really given that a lot of thought, but I'm sure that that will be the case. We've been just trying to make them kind of themed, and we did Sunnyland and Anywhere But Here. Sunnyland was cool because there's some of those songs that we'd never played before ever live, and especially some of the more energetic ones are a lot of fun. Maybe they're definitely kind of tough to pull off, having not played them and since we've recorded them really. But yeah, I could see some of those songs being really neat to incorporate in the set once we get back to it.
Dope. Hell yeah. So now with Mayday coming up, tell me, or some things you can tell me, you guys have planned for the day for the fans to celebrate the legacy that you guys have and continue to grow every year. And also, how sick is it that you could celebrate a legacy while still being an active band? That's pretty sick.
Well, I always look at it as more celebrating just, I don't know, our community, the band's community, not necessarily the band itself, but just like all of our fans can gather in one place and just kind of talk about Mayday related things. So, but I don't know. What are we going to talk about?
Yeah, well, okay, well, just with so the whole doing something special on May 1st is something that we've like talked about since kind of like every year from the beginning of the band. We're like, we should do something cool on May 1st for Mayday, and then 13 years went by where we just never did, and then so finally now it's like, yeah, it makes sense. We really should do this. We have some neat ideas, but I think we still also kind of have to figure out. I think we're still sort of brainstorming, and hopefully it's just fun and different from anything we've done before. Yeah, I look forward to it. It should be a good time.
Hell yeah. I will look for any excuse to not only celebrate a great band, but celebrate a great community that you guys have built over the years. I think I bring it up probably once every other interview, seeing you guys play like the Ernie Ball stage on Long Island at Nassau Coliseum, and kids on top of porta potties, just watching you guys. So watching the main stage, to all the stages I've seen you on throughout the years, it's truly, truly so inspirational and so cool to see.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you.
Matt, I was gonna say I'm hoping one day that we can grow this to the point where we're doing like a festival and it's Mayday Fest. Like that'd be like the ultimate dream. And I know a lot of us have like talked about that. No idea how to pull that off, No idea. But like that would be so cool to do, and just have everybody, like, I don't know, everybody all in one place, all your friends and, you know, different bands, the community could get together and just celebrate a day, which would be, you know, be fun. That's
Hell
the
yeah.
dream. One day.
Well, I hope 2022 Mayday is just that, and I need something to look forward to. So announce it or get it going sooner than later.
It's happening next year.
You heard it here first on God's Vision, straight from Jake.
You heard it here first.
So you guys dropped the EP last year, 3 incredible songs. I know you said you were in the studio. I don't know if you guys are just hanging out in there. I don't know if you're recording something, but what can we expect what can we possibly maybe expect semi-planned out for 2021 thus far? For the rest of 2021?
Yeah. Well, I don't know again what all I'm at liberty to say, but I think
more
it's
vague
safe to say
stuff, just a lot of vague things.
There will be an album, a full length album, hopefully released this year. I think it's time for that.
Derek,
and that's super, and that's that's super exciting. Yeah, we don't talk about like when I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not, but yeah, seventh full length. I think it's time for that. And then like I said, some shows in the fall. We'll have to see what all is kind of allowed to happen there, and then I don't know. Hopefully, probably some more live stream kind of stuff. And maybe some other kind of surprises. We'll have to see what happens. But we intend to stay busy and keep at it and kind of hit the ground running as soon as we're able to make things happen again.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't wait for that. And I think in 2019, we finally got away from the culture of the announcement about I can't even say it, an announcement about an announcement. And I think we're back to it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, Cabby, Jake, Brooks, Derek, thank you guys so much for calling in. I don't know why I just lifted my left hand that's clearly off camera right now, and I just realized that after the fact. But thank you guys so much for calling in.
Thank you guys for being here.
And thank you guys so much for being here right now. Very stoked for Mayday coming up on May 1st. You guys can head over to idobi to check them out in their green room right before the set. Very excited for that. Very excited for Mayday in general. And I want to end with a song by you guys, as always. So which song do you want me to play for everyone?
Cabby, you want to pick?
Yeah, let's do when you see my friends.
When you see my friends.
Here is
for Mayday. I like that.
Oh, and real fast, I just want to say, because we didn't talk about it, but Alex is still in the band. He's just not. He couldn't be here today, so I don't want him to watch this. What happened to Alex? Did he come out? So anyway,
who's that guy?
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex. I should have said that at the beginning as well as the interviewer. Well, when you see our friend Alex, here's the song.
Yeah.